Bizarre is intended for mature, open-minded audiences only. If you are easily offended, we suggest you turn this wacky shit straight off.
The good old fucking Lyle. We would not have had the second half of that show. And when he sent me the clip, I was like, oh, fuck. I was excited, and then I heard it, and I was like, I wish I could play you the difference, because it was so distorted. Yeah. But I looked up a tutorial how to fix that in Audition.
Man, that's awesome. I remember you sent us. It's crazy. You sent us the way that went down. I'm like, sorry, my cat's going ham now. The way that went down was, for those listening at home, we got off the call, and like 7 minutes after it was epic too. Like, we're talking nearly 3 hours before editing. We were on that call, which is a fucking long time to do a cast. And I mean, we had a championship round. We had Lyle's review, all of that. And Ron texts us, guys, Lyle, did you get a backup? ... And I'm like, and I immediately like, oh fuck. And Lyle must have been indisposed or something, because he just didn't respond for like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, yeah, it was a while.
Finally, you sent a couple of follow-up messages, and I at that point was like in a deep depression.
I was
like,
gotta go to acceptance.
Yeah, I was like, yep, they'll never get that one back.
We've lost entire episodes. We've lost, I think, 3 complete episodes and partial episodes, maybe 2 or 3 others on top of that, and it hurts. It's like you can't just redo it. You know,
I think we tried. I think we tried to redo one of them, and we had to like redo a news quiz or something
There's
stupid.
There's no way to redo that, and that's basically all. And then our initial reactions to the album. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that's like that. We can't do that again. But Lyle saved the day, always running back up. And the quality ended up being pretty damn good.
I was surprised. Yeah, it was funny because it literally just swapped the quality of you and him. I was like, fuck, where's my quality, bitch?
Well, it does make me want to. I know we always talk about it, but talking and doing is 2 different things, and it does cost money. But I never remember what it's called, but that software that will independently record the podcast and put it together. Because holy shit, did Lyle sound smoking and sexy?
Sure did. Does my sound okay? Yeah.
It's a little more telephony, but it's clear.
Okay. I have a great headset I ordered for tomorrow. It should be tomorrow, but it's all Bluetooth and shit. I want to try it out. It's supposed to be. It's like what truckers use when they go trucking. So I'm like, I might do a little walking while podcast. I don't know.
Interesting. I really just had a couple of creepy news stories. I mean, it is October. It's our first podcast of October, and so I was like, I'm gonna look up just see if I can find a few short creepy stories, because I know we got some shooting the shit to do, and we have weird triv, of course. Obviously, we didn't have time to get one of y'all's album picks ready to go, so we're gonna plug that one more time, and I guess between now and next episode we will get that figured out. Which one of you
please consider. I know we've received a few. I think we've received a few, haven't we?
Like 4 or 5.
Awesome. Okay.
Don't know if we've gotten any audio recordings. Now, you don't have to do it that way. I will say this. I can't guarantee that having a recording won't bump you up a notch if it comes down to it. But ultimately, we want to, it's going to be about the passion. It's going to be about how you present it. If you give us a good wind up and present us with an album that changed your life, and it doesn't have to be, a 20-minute thing. We don't want it to be a 20-minute thing, like a good paragraph. We'll do it. We'll listen to the album, and we'll get back to you on the following episode and let you know what we thought. But we do have an exciting round of weird triv coming up, and I do believe we got a guest that's going to hop on. This time it's going to be Katie Surgery Jeff.
Yeah, we're going to get Katie Surgery Jeff on. She is down. She's ready to. Yeah, I like this too. And we already have Ben. In fact, I'm going to bring some Facebook comments today. But one of Ben's was, I want to play for myself too, please. Love Ron Evans, but I always get Whiskey Ron when he's playing for me.
You all always get Whiskey Ron.
Yeah.
Sell them another version. Listen, I think that I have done the best at this game. I don't know.
Stone cold drunk.
By the time I get to it, I usually am as buzzed as I get. Like, I'm never stone cold drunk, and I'm never really drunk. But by the time we get to the end of this show, I'm usually, 3 drinks into it, and that's usually what I have. Sometimes that 4th one, and that's when I have the hangover. It's always that third, like after the 3rd drink, no matter how long, and that's usually over a couple of hours. I'm not a binge drinker, but I like to sip and have a few. It's always that 3rd one. It's like, I could have that 4th. That's when the devil and the angel pops up.
Oh,
before then, I could drink 3 and pretty much go straight to bed and be fine. But number 4 is where I start. If I didn't chug the right amount of water and I didn't get a good night's sleep, I'm gonna feel like gas.
Heading down. You want to go down that road?
No, you don't want to go down that road. But John Mark, you there? Looks like you might be there.
Don't want to go down that road, you say?
Loud, did you do something different to your mic? You sound fantabulous.
I sound sexy.
You certainly did on the last episode when we swapped mic prioritize.
Yeah, when you guys were swapping.
I was going to say it makes a pretty big difference. There's a lot of on my side, it's a pretty expensive setup, with the Shure mic and everything like that. It was meant for, it's meant for streaming. Mm-hmm. So, it's just coincidental that we podcast from it. The problem with Skype is what kills it. Makes it sound
and you always, for some reason, get the shit end of the stick. I don't know why. I don't know how the connection. I really don't understand Skype. I don't know why why it works the way it works.
Well, for some reason, sometimes I know like Chris has like a $12 microphone.
Yeah.
Time. I bought a Blue Yeti, but the $12 microphone sounded better.
I know. Yeah.
You know what it is? It's a proximity thing because it was a headset that was always next to my fucking mouth. So when I was stuffing my stoner face, Ron could hear it, and when I was talking, I was loud and clear.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Well, I hate to get going before John Mark gets here, but we got a sketch to sort of keep to tonight because we got a guest joining us for Weird Triv. But I have to mention that first off. And I just saw this, like very day, we got some pretty interesting news that's perfect for October and perfect for the show tonight. Well, I only have a few news stories, but they're all creepy. We now have the true identity of the infamous Zodiac Killer. Did you guys see this?
No. What?
Yeah, it's huge breaking news, but it just broke. And I don't have a lot of details because I just saw it, but, the Zodiac Killer, without going into all the history, I don't think we ever did a full show on the Zodiac, which is crazy after 10 years and 400 some episodes. Definitely should have, but I don't remember. Definitely attributed to at least 5 murders in the late 60s in the San Francisco area, if I remember right. But suspected, like a lot of these killers, suspected of many more. And he eluded authorities all these years, and he would even taunt them. That's how this became known as the Zodiac Killer. He would leave like Zodiac clues. He would even phone the cops. He would send them letters, like not just stuff that he would leave at the crime scene. He'd actually go out of his way to like send the detectives on the case these puzzles and a lot of anagrams that required a key code of sorts to solve, and they never knew what the fucking key code was. More on that in just a bit. But the man that we now know as the Zodiac Killer is named Gary Francis Post. And unfortunately, old Gare just passed away a couple of years ago. So the motherfucker went his whole life getting away with it. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't leave some sort of "it was me all along," say, manifesto or confession, especially with
how did they figure it out?
Well, by the way, who knows if maybe he did leave something behind. It's all breaking. They probably have all sorts of things to comb through, but case closed. And it was a group, basically an independent group of investigators called the Case Breakers that closed the case. And apparently forensic evidence led the group into looking at this guy closely, and they discovered that he had they had tied him to some other murder, not in the San Francisco area, and I don't think it was even in the 60s. It was a much later murder. Well, maybe not much later, but it wasn't one of the Zodiac Killer murders. And while they were investigating him for that, they started to see all certain things popping up. They were like, wait a minute. And one of those things was that they discovered his dark room, where he developed a bunch of photos. Now, they did, as far as I know, they didn't find anything like crazily incriminating, like crime scene photos or him doing anything. But what they found was just some really interesting and clear pictures of himself, especially back in the earlier days. And he looks a lot like the police sketch photos of the Zodiac reports, and including very specific scars on his face. And there's lots of other things. Now, this is from Fox News, and it says, the team deciphered letters sent by the Zodiac that revealed Post as the killer. According to the team, there was one note in particular where the letters of Post's full name were removed to reveal an alternate message. A former Army counterintelligence agent who worked on the team said, "So you've got to know Gary's full name in order to decipher these anagrams. I just don't think there's any other way anyone could have figured them out." So the decoder ring, if you will, for the Zodiac Killer was his own fucking name.
Oh, that's crazy.
Which is the perfect ending, really. And again, that's all I could really find. You know, like more details will come. Probably by the time this is out, it'll be old news. But I thought that was a pretty fucking doozy of a story. And I think it'll make a doozy of a documentary series in the not too distant future on Netflix. Certainly will make plenty of interesting podcast fodder.
It's pretty fucking cocky. You know
Everything
what I mean?
That guy was fucking cocky.
Oh.
Right down the lick and the stamps. I'm surprised that, who knows, he was obviously a clever guy. I mean, he went his whole life before he was discovered. It was just recent. And that's what's crazy about crime in general, like true crime. One of the fascinating things is that we never stop getting better at reverse engineering evidence that we've collected like 50, 60, 75 years ago. You know, and it goes so much farther than DNA. But even DNA is only, 30 some years old? Really 20, if you think about it being so readily available in every department, and there being this big network of where you can just pull it up. You can test and pull it up. It's all pretty brand new. And so there's other forensic types of detecting. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see details about this story because, yeah, it is cocky. And I think everything about his MO was just like, fuck you.
It's crazy that he was never caught.
Complete narcissism. Yeah. So he has to have, if this really is the guy, he had to have left something, especially being a puzzle sort of guy, right? Yeah. There's got to be anagrams all over his house or in a will somewhere, like some trunk that he buried out in an orchard.
And he just died recently.
He died in 2018.
So he got He got to enjoy the resurgence of
but just
stardom
by 3 years. Isn't that nuts? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Who knows which he would have preferred? I guess you could have always come forward. You know, who knows what evidence he held on to or what he would be able to give. A lot known about that case, but they always try to hold on to some of the evidence and some of the details of the crime scenes just so they could corroborate it if someone wanted to admit to it or even come forward as a witness of some sort. But pretty fucking fascinating. Now, a side mini rant here. I wish John Mark was on for this because I think he would appreciate it. But this got me thinking about all this Gabby Petito stuff. Have you guys followed any of this at all?
Oh, yeah. I hate it. I mean, I hate that we have it to follow, and I hate what it's turning into with Dog, the bounty hunter.
Well, you know, say what you will about Dog. He's already found some stuff that...
he found a can of Monster, and he was like, look at this can of Monster. It's clearly where he camped.
No, he came up with a whole... it wasn't until he was making some sort of connection with one of these campsites, and he's the one that like broke that story about there was like surveillance footage of that family all being together in this campsite after they said they had all seen him. And that's when the feds just basically brought Dog into the fold. Like, he's part of the investigation now.
No, he's not. He's not official, is he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I heard that he pitched he wanted to do a reality show about the hunt he's on right now. And the network was like, no, absolutely not. That's disgusting. They shut him down.
Of course, yeah. Well, there was some controversies with him. I know he was caught using some racial slurs on camera at one point. I don't remember. I don't know the story, but yes, to your point, the whole thing's become a circus, and that's kind of my point. That this was an intriguing case, is an intriguing case. It's ongoing, and I'm not going to go into the big background of it. You can all look it up if you want to, but I guess the quickest summary I could give just to make a point is, we ended up with a young woman dead on a riverbank, and her boyfriend was nowhere to be found. Initially, he was reported as missing, but then the dude, whose name is Brian Laundrie, his parents were acting all kinds of fucking... they were just acting the goat. Nothing was right about it. Before Gabby's body was found and she was just missing, her parents were reaching out to her boyfriend's parents, which is where they were both living. They spent most of their time on the road traveling in this van. They were adventurers. They were travelers, and they'd like to spend time in national parks
and life,
hikers, and van life. But they wouldn't respond. Like, so when they were missing, her parents kept reaching out to his parents, like, where the fuck are they? Where's our daughter? And like, they wouldn't respond. And finally they were like, just talk to our lawyer. And they're like, wow, what? Like, can you imagine being in that situation?
Yeah,
like,
I can't.
What?
Yeah, I really can't.
Super fucking shady, and nothing normal about that at all. So cut to now, there's been a manhunt all around the swamps of Florida because this guy is, like I said, is like an outdoors survivalist sort of adventure kind of dude. So they think that he may be burrowed in the, I think it's the Carlton Reserve. Is that what the huge fucking swampland park that he was very familiar with. Dog's on the chase now. And again, the other thing about Dog is, like, when people were scoffing about it, I was like, oh, this has turned into a circus. But then I was like, I remember reading a stat way before even this story that Dog the Bounty Hunter, over his career, which only a few years of it was the reality show, he'd been doing that forever. Mm-hmm. He has caught over 10,000 fugitives. So that is a fucking record. The dude knows how to track. He knows how to find a fucking monster can, brah, and then touch it with his bare hands. There's a bunch of controversies. Like, dude, put a fucking rubber glove on if that's a piece of evidence. He's just holding it.
I love that the first place he went and got photos of was him showing up at, like, his house, the guy's house. And I guess you start somewhere, but we're 4 weeks into this like a fiasco at this point. And he's like, well, here we go.
Well, that's why I think so many people thought it was a joke. Like, if he had just showed up on, like, I don't know, Fox News or any fucking news channel and been like weighing in, because people are obsessed with this story. So they're getting every talking head to weigh in on it. Why not call Dog the Bounty Hunter? Like I said, he's even just reading the bullet points of this story, he will have more insight than a lot of people. Maybe not the FBI, but you never fucking know. Now, in terms of, like, is he on the official investigation? Well, the feds, the cops have definitely allowed him to be part of their searching, and they're collaborating. That much we know. But even that, a lot of people are saying, well, do they really believe in what the dog's doing, or do they just kind of want to keep him on a short leash, to use a bad pun?
Somebody, yeah.
Because if you think about it, and this is kind of where my rant's going anyway, it's like the cat's out of the bag in so many of these reports and sightings and all this, if any of them are real, and that's a big if. Anyway, so the story is intriguing, and that I'll grant you, and as a spectator, but once again, we can't just watch and comment. Nope, we got to go ahead on and get involved. And so now we have thousands of dipshits going into the swamps and driving around all these known spots that these two were known to have spent recent time. And this is where it gets really troubling. I mean, forget possibly tampering with a crime scene, fucking about with a crime scene, or maybe even stumbling upon this guy with whatever scenario that could lead to. There's so much unsafe and so much unwise about this, but they're calling in like every little sighting, which is clogging up the system. But even worse than that, they're not just calling them in, they're uploading like photos and videos of every dude that they see that looks like it could be this guy, who's a very average looking guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very generic white dude.
And who, by the way, has, regardless of what we all feel, he has not been charged with murder. He's not been charged with anything except illegally using a credit card. Likely Gabby's, but we don't even know that because the FBI has said almost nothing about the details of the case, which is their MO. That's how they do things. And people are like, we deserve to know. You don't, though.
Do they?
Yeah. If you really care about this case and you really care about the people involved, you should understand that they need to be able to just do their fucking shit. You need to sit on the couch, shove your face with that Swanson Salisbury steak, and just enjoy the show. You're clearly enjoying it. And I don't know. So after hearing the initial reports of the story, I got into it probably a little bit late. But I logged on to YouTube and I was just like trying to find some videos, and I immediately saw some live streams. And I wanted to, I like checking out random live streams from time to time in general. But I saw.
Tune away from the street bar cam for just a minute.
Just a little bit. It's always going. It's going right now. And I'm working on a compilation of the greatest fails outside that place. I hope it doesn't get me arrested. But anywho. The first one I turned on was like just a couple of poorly lit, grumpy women sitting on their couch like, this here case bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Like, absolutely no, they were saying nothing. I mean, they were saying like, nothing. And then they were just like talking to each other, and I was like, okay, I stumbled onto this, they got 12 followers or whatever, and I'll just go to the next one. Before I signed off, I noticed that there were like 13,000 people watching. I'm like, what?
What are we doing wrong?
Like, what are we doing? That was my first thought, to be quite honest. Like, how the fuck did these poorly lit, grumpy women get more fucking followers? And then I hit another one because they were literally talking nothing. They were just like staring in their chat and be like, I don't think he's over there. I think he's back with his parents. Whatever. I picked up another one. It was the same thing. Just like some dude sitting in against a white wall, that flattering thing under a fluorescent light. So I think that my personal theory is that the guy killed himself. I think they're right all along. And I'm like, wow, interesting. Is it 2 a.m? Well, I looked, no, it's prime time. And I was about to sign off, and I saw that he had like 20,000 people watching. Now,
Jesus Christ.
I suspected that people were just out there trying to drink up every last morsel of gravy they could find on the story, and I was immediately proven right when that same dude, before I clicked off, it said, I can't believe I have 20,000 people watching. I only had 23 subscribers yesterday. So even though there's no new information, even though it's being presented by people who don't know what the fuck they're doing, nor do they have any engaging qualities about them at all. They don't even have a quality microphone, and they got tens of thousands of people. That's when it really sunk into me how obsessed people are with this story. But anyway, there's just no updates. When I clicked off the live stream, I gave up on that. So I just went and hit a couple of YouTube videos. I got caught up. I watched some mainstream media stuff. I watched some press conferences. I watched the police cam video, which is a big part of the case too, and will be interesting to see how that goes. If any of you are listening and you haven't been following this, I know some of this might just be like going by. You will not have a hard time finding videos and articles to explain the whole timeline here.
Yeah, I think you have to be fucking living under a rock to not know about the story, right? It's been just everywhere.
Well, the only reason I asked if you guys had heard about it is because the last 3 people I've asked said no.
So what are we talking about?
That's where I'm
talking about here.
The Gabby Petito case.
Right.
I thought they were like sending message. He's like, her mom got a text message from her phone, something about. I thought maybe they traveled there. I don't know.
See, the things with the phone calls is this guy bought a burner phone. So, and there was just all this weird shit, like, where's the phone? Where was his phone initially? In the police video, he said he doesn't own a phone. And then by the end of that same video, he's pulling out his phone. So there's some weirdness with the phone and the phone calls. And his sister just came out and said some weird shit. anyway, like I said, I'm not even remotely interested in trying to be one of the 5 million podcasts and, anybody doing detailed shit out there. I've just been following and I've just been paying attention to any of the updates. And now it's basically all about where the dude is. I don't think there's any doubt that shit's weird and shit didn't go down the way that it normally would if you're just a missing guy and, his family. But, going back to the inappropriate way that everyone else is reacting, that was my main point, was just these updates from not news sources, but these internet gumshoes. Like I said, they're out taking pics and sharing videos of any guy that looks remotely like Brian Laundrie, posting them online, showing their fucking license plates, sharing his address, and encourage everyone to go fucking look it up. Go look into this because I think he might be there. I think he's hiding out in this guy's garage. It's like, you fucks have zero knowledge about how to investigate your dog's turds for worms, let alone a fucking national manhunt. And now we have dozens of these alleged sightings popping up. And even some of the mainstream media is starting to run some of these videos. I'm kind of shocked by that. At least they're blurring out his fucking license plate in most cases, unlike a lot of these YouTube channels.
Activity like that, it's just going to get the poor kid killed. You know what I mean? There's going to be some yahoos that think that, that motherfucker killed that girl, let's go kill him.
Absolutely. Somebody is going to get shot. It's the only.
What you were talking about earlier about Dog the Bounty Hunter being part of the investigation. Mm-hmm. It's fucking brilliant to me because it's like you got Florida swamps, you go some back, fucking bar, and you set up 2 gumshoes to walk into a fucking bar and ask questions about, have you seen this guy? Nobody's gonna fucking talk to him. But if you brought in the dog, oh man. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a celebrity. Everybody's going to want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I seen that little cocksucker down there in the swamp 2 weeks ago.
Geez. Oh, and people are talking to him. He set up his own hotline. But you know what the feds aren't doing? They're not saying. It's like going back to, if these people really care about this case, you have one job. If you actually think you have spotted this guy, you have one job, and that's to phone the authorities. Call them all. I get that you maybe you'd be hesitant to think that they would take it seriously. Call them all. Call your local authorities. Call the feds. Call the hotline. And period. And then that's it. But you dumb motherfucks are out there not only potentially ruining the lives of these lookalikes, but you could be fucking up the actual investigation. Because that's not what the feds do. They don't say, well, we saw him over there at Point West National Park yesterday, so we plan on going in guns a-blazing tonight. We sure hope he's still there. There's a reason that the feds keep things secrety, and I can't believe that. But it's because everybody wants their 3 fucking seconds of faux fame. It's straight to posting online. Like, well, look what I saw and look where I saw it. Well, if that really was him, you could have just fucking, ruined. Because who knows what the feds know? They're not sharing anything. Even the stuff that the dog picked up on, they might have known about that. They might have known about that before he did, but now he's going on and talking about it in front of 30 microphones, and so now they got to do damage control and bring him into the fold. I don't think that's a crazy theory, actually, that they have brought him closer to the investigation to keep him on a leash. But anyways, you would have the sense, you'd hope, and the decency to not post straight to social media when you think you saw a potential murder suspect. But yeah, like Lyle said, it's only a matter of time before somebody that just looks like the dude gets killed, or somebody, defending themselves. People are losing their shit like they knew this girl personally. It's fucking bizarre. They're staking out the parents' home. They got bullhorns. They're fucking sending drones over the backyard. And then they're zooming in on this drone footage, and they're like, what are they doing in the garden? What are they doing back there? What is that a bone? Is that a bone back there? Who's swimming in the pool? Oh, wait, it's a vacuum cleaner. It's just like, when are we going to learn that this web gumshoeing does way more harm than good? Did we learn nothing from the QAnon bullshit? By the way, did you guys see the newish QAnon documentary series? I think it's on HBO.
No. Is it good?
It's it's amazing. Because I was always confused about how this shit got going. The way it got going is so eye-rolling at first, and then you just see it get ramped up and ramped up and ramped up, and it all culminates at that January 6th uprising in the Capitol, and it gets scarier and scarier, and it's all about this kind of online gumshoeing hysteria, reading into things, following people, using GPS to track folk, thinking that you have the knowledge and or the right to go looking into just random people and accusing them of some pretty atrocious things. And it's a very dangerous and very scary cult. There's no other way to say it. It's a fucking cult. But when you see how it starts, it's really fascinating because it's all tied to this same mentality. Like, we have the right and we have the ability, and so why wouldn't we have the skill to go out and gumshoe? And because there's a community there, and I mean, what note is this not hitting? There's fame, the potentiality of fame. There's the community aspect. There is it's a hobby. It gives you something to do. It fulfills. In fact, somebody in that documentary series, there was some case they were working on that got wrapped up, and they didn't really have anything to do with it. But we're like, now what are we going to do? You know, it's like and people will feel that way after this case. There's going to be an empty feeling for so many people when they catch this dude or find his body or whatever the fuck, and it's just closed. And they'll probably do this thing where we can find another case. There's plenty of missing girls. We can do this. There's nothing that's going to be like this because this is one of those weird phenomenon type things. You know, this isn't just a case. This is nutty. And I think a lot of people have formed a very solid hobby around this. You know, when they say that, oh, justice for Gabby, again, I don't think most of these people really give two shits. They find this all delicious. They find this all entertaining. And it's fulfilling something in their soul. And when that goes away, I think they're going to be sad. A lot of them. But anyway.
Yeah, I could see where a lot of this could brew like super heavy just throughout social media, just on Facebook.
Oh, my God.
Anybody local in that area, you know, or maybe, you know, cousins in a town far away that, you know, that dude had a cousin or something, you know, that it would spread like wildfire. You know, and it would be so you couldn't put it out. It would be one of those things, and people would generally they would gossip about it just because it's something to do. And the end of maybe the tail end of a pandemic, you know, and most people are bored out of their mind anyway.
And crazier than normal.
And crazy as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. That ties into it. And, you know, the first time I remember really seeing this internet gumshoe thing happening was the Boston Marathon. You remember that? And I know we've talked about it not too far in the past, but remember when they released that super high res, like wide panoramic photo, and people were like zooming in on all these people's like, and they were like doxing them before that was even a phrase. They were like, people were doing the work. It's like, I think I found this guy. I think I found him. I don't remember anybody pointing out the actual dudes that it ended up being. And they were there. They were right fucking there in that picture, in all the videos. And how many people got followed home or maybe got their asses beat or maybe even arrested by some fucking dipshit cop looking to make a name for himself?
Wearing a white shirt and a backpack, yeah.
They're ruining people's lives. And we only have more technology now, and yet people are out there with drones and fucking triangulating. And again, dudes, you may be trampling on not a crime scene at this point. The crime scene was in Wyoming. Sounds like we got those facts right. Take all these facts with a grain of salt. You know, again, there are a million places to get the timeline and the positions and all the facts of this case, but certainly you could be trampling over a trail. They got dogs out there. They got cadaver dogs. They got
one dog in particular.
You got definitely one. Blonde hair, golden retrieve. Will he retrieve us some gold? I don't know. I'm not a Dog the Bounty Hunter supporter. I remember watching his show, and I thought it was entertaining, and I thought he was a kooky dude, one of those guys that could only really do what he does. Like, what else would you imagine that guy doing? Maybe being on like one of those Alaskan deep sea boats or something. He's just a weird dude. The racist shit, I didn't follow that story, and I don't think I was aware about it until I saw some of that pop up now that he's back in the spotlight. So I can't even talk to that. And, there he is. Everything about this case is so American, and everything about how it's becoming such this shitstorm is so American. And there's footage of people just like losing their shit out in front of that house. Think about all those poor neighbors. Whatever you think about the Laundrie family, and yes, they're shady as fuck. I do believe that they knew or know where he is, and they knew about this, and there's just it's hard to see it any other way. We don't know, but it's hard to see it any other way. But the other people living in that fucking neighborhood are just trying to live their lives. These cunts are out there with fucking bullhorns and flying drones over. Justice for Gabby. Some bitch was yelling, "Did you kill her? Did you have her killed because she's too pretty?" It's like, what? Who are you, buttfucks? Go home.
I'm also not excusing their behavior, but can you imagine being this guy's parents? Like, that's all I keep thinking. Like, what would you do any different? Would you, if your kid came home and was like, "Fuck, I killed my girlfriend. I don't know what happened," or like, had some like really wild story about it. Like, what would you do? I mean, like,
it's an interesting moral dilemma.
Fucking terrible. Like, it would be.
What is more primal and ingrained in a parent than protecting your child?
Exactly. Well, I can't believe their reaction was, talk to our lawyers.
Well, that's exactly.
They weren't smart about it.
That's right there, dude. That's red-handed almost. It's like, what are you hiding? Because I mean, honestly, if you can't sit down and talk,
and they know something at that point, right? They know something,
and we're having a conversation. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that,
that's what's weird to me.
There's something shady going on.
How hard is it to just say we don't know?
Exactly.
And I guess to devil's advocate, well, I don't know who's advocating it for, but for the sake of discussion, I don't know. Maybe lying about it and saying I don't know is the more evil of the two things. And I don't know, because again, going back to, I think what Christopher was hinting at is what I sort of said was, we do want to protect our children, right? Well, that's but and even the law allows for some of that, but not when it's aiding and abetting, and not when you can't just help I don't know where the line is. I've heard a lot of discussion on this, but I know aiding and abetting is not something that you're allowed to do because you're his mom.
Well,
but there are things that you're allowed to get away with a bit more because you're.
Wouldn't you want to at least give them a little bit of closure, because they already know they're.
Well, that's the thing. Give us something. They were desperate, especially before they knew that she was dead.
Well, could you imagine not knowing, like knowing, but like worse. Not having any? Yeah.
They say it's worse, and it probably is, especially if it just goes on and on and on because they're gone. But the not knowing, there is a type of closure in. Well, we found her body, and they haven't even released how she died. They have said that it was definitely a homicide, but they haven't said was she stabbed, was she strangled, was she shot, was she beaten to death, was she drowned. They haven't said anything. So, and they still haven't charged or even hinted at the fact that Brian Laundrie is a suspect, because
for real though,
they got to go through.
Do you think that guy? Do you think that guy's still alive, or is he?
I feel like he
dead?
is.
You think he is? Man,
you think he's dead?
I thought, because I don't know. I mean, they brought diving teams in and shit to check the initial thing, because they were under the impression he probably killed himself, but they didn't find anything, obviously. So I don't know.
This is another interesting part of the story. Why have they spent so much fucking time in this one? Again, that's a huge reserve. I feel like it. Well, I don't even want to guess wrong. It's huge. It's massive, and it's a foresty, swampland, jungly type stretch of land / swamp, and they have mostly just spent all of their time there, and they've been there every day for weeks, and this is costing so much money. So people keep asking, And the FBI hasn't said, but people keep asking, why are they there? What we do know is that there is a shit ton of trail cameras in this, because there's a shit ton of trails all throughout this reserve. I think the best theory is that they feel pretty confident that they have seen him in that reserve on those cameras. I mean, why else? Some people hypothesize that they're there as a smokescreen while they're looking in other places. I don't know if the FBI does shit like that. What do they care? It's not their money. So maybe they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, something like that, with this. And I just saw today that they were out chasing something, and they had a whole bunch of new cars out there that just popped up.
Do you think there isn't any like aerial thermal cameras and stuff, things like that?
Oh, they have. Yeah, they've even admitted. Well, some of the local media saw them using those. Yeah, go ahead, Lyle.
You could get a flare as a local independent person, just to scope.
I think there have been like internet gumshoes out there with their own. They've been flying their drones, definitely doing that.
I feel like somebody like that, if he wanted to kill himself, I think, in a crime of passion, and you honestly gotta like kind of creep into this little crazy fucker's mind. But like, if you're traveling and something must have happened. Something bad must have happened enough for him, unless he was like a woman beater that liked to beat on women. They don't know. You never know, but like, let's just throw some shit out there. Like she spent all of their money gambling or something like that, or on drugs or something like that, and he came home and then he flipped out, so he beat her to death and killed her. Didn't mean to, didn't want to go that far, but he did.
Mm-hmm. Just whoopsie daisy.
Right. If it was a crime, or she was fucking some guy. He walks into the fucking van, she's banging some dude.
Isn't it interesting that that's still, if they do deem it a crime of passion, that still will get you a lesser sentence. I find
the thing is, like,
antiquated.
I just think that if it was a crime of passion, if he was going to kill himself, he would have done it there in that state. You know what I mean? But in the realized it, he would have been like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" And then he would have felt, completely demoralized from it, and he probably tried to kill himself.
Lyle's giving us the radio play of what happened. He's, oh my God.
Well, one of the theories is that.
Yeah, but I think the fucker's still alive. He's probably still at his parents' house.
I feel like the authorities think that he's still alive. That I'll say.
Covering for him. What I think.
But another theory is that they were both murdered, and it was just her body that's been found. That he was a victim of some other crime. Anyway, we'll talk more about this. Who knows what tomorrow the dude could be found. If you haven't been following this story, it is fascinating to follow.
He was a victim of some other crime after he went home. Is that the theory?
Well, the timeline is. That's the one thing. I think it's only been recently that timeline has been updated because of partially because of what the dog. I don't know why I keep calling him the dog.
Yeah, I love it. They'll never stop.
What the dog uncovered, they had to come back and change the timeline. But now his sister, their other child, the Laundrie's other kid, has come out and said things that have sort of changed the timeline too. Not to mainstream media. Well. To mainstream media, but she clarified it to some of these protesters that went to her house and were like, "Where were you on this day?" Motherfuckers, just get off the lawn. And at the same time, there they are getting useful information from the sister. She hadn't talked. She hadn't said some of these things to anybody else except these fucking dipshits that came knocking on the door and demanding, and like they cut her off and they were being rude. You can find all of this online, of course. It's just like, this is what causes. And there's no question that there could be something beneficial. Somebody could see the right guy and report it. Somebody could make some sort of connection that was missed. There's so much to this fucking story. There are so many details and conflicting reports and people being shady as fuck or straight up lying. And they were out touring the whole fucking country for months. So people lost track of where they were at any given time, which is why it took so long to even retrace their steps for a while. Go ahead, Lyle.
There's another fact about this case that if it's the same one, if that's what I was told, that the guy actually got caught using a stolen credit card. It was her credit card.
Yeah. That's the only thing they've charged the guy with. That's why they can legally chase him.
That's why I believe he's still alive, and he's probably being hid by his parents.
A lot of people think he might be at his parents' house. They've checked, but who knows?
Like I said, if it was something like it was an accident, you know what I mean? Either somebody would, you walk in your own shoes. What would you do? If it was an accident, you accidentally killed your girlfriend. You would either go to the cops and say, "Fuck, it was an accident." The gun went off and I accidentally killed her.
Yeah.
That thing. Or, you would feel so bad of remorse about it, you would probably kill yourself.
The thing is, we all think we know what we would do, but we don't really know till we're in that position.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's an animal instinct to run when you know you're being pursued, regardless of your morals and regardless of what actually happened. Of course, now we know more and more about their relationship and their demeanor, and abuse does come into at least some of the theories, but that's for other people to look into if you want on your own time. But Chris, I'm curious, before we leave the topic, what makes you think that he's dead? Just because they haven't found him, or do you think that he just killed her and then went and offed himself?
I don't know. I haven't followed this story as closely as some. I've just I read the headlines and I'm like, oh, okay, that's where we're at. He just seems like a coward.
It's just an interesting thing that I keep hearing, and I always have there's this funny thing. Well, it's not funny. I've lost a lot of people to suicide, and a lot of people. It's very traumatic, by the way. Don't say this to anybody who lost somebody to suicide by calling them a coward for taking the cowardly way out. But that's something that a lot of people say about suicide. So it's interesting to hear people saying that he's cowardly, that he's too cowardly to take himself out. Like they're saying it both ways. So you think that your gut tells you that he probably killed him on. Yeah.
Like if I had something it's only like having something so that you've done that's so awful to face.
Mm-hmm. It's hard
music,
to even.
and now the whole world knows you too, because the story went super, super famous. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It seems like the easier way out, than facing the music to me.
It's definitely
and I don't want to put any. I didn't mean to put any like negative connotation on suicide. That feels really bad now. But
no, I didn't mean to shame you there. I wasn't offended
totally.
by it.
But no, it's good to think about those things though, because I understand. It's good to take what you've said, reflect on it, and perhaps maybe change your line of thinking about things. So, anyways.
Well, that's because you're a good human being, and that's why it's hard to even guess what we would do, like you said earlier, in this scenario, and even harder to guess what someone else would do. We don't even know these people. But again, it's a fascinating case, and I do recommend following it and looking into it if you're into true crime. I mean, I get it. I get the phenomenon to some degree. I don't get the total overall fury, but the internet gumshoe thing is what really just needs to ramp way the fuck down. It doesn't have to go all the way away. You can look at some stuff. You can look at photos, and if you see something, you say something. But stop uploading shit of people that you see in the woods, and you're doxing people. You're doxing strangers is what you're doing, and you're associating them with a potential murder suspect. Just use your fucking brains about what that could possibly lead to. And if guilt won't do it, then being associated with somebody getting killed might do it, which is something you don't want on your conscience or your criminal record. Did not mean for that to eat up so much show, but I guess it's fitting. It is the most popular topic on the planet right now, certainly in this country. But I have to, before I turn it over to you guys, I have to get through at least one more of these stories that I had, because this is still creepy October month. Why would I say it that way? This headline kind of tells the whole story, and yet it doesn't. Actually, I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'm just going to go into it. How to frame. This is more gross than creepy, maybe sad. But a man recently posted a troubling video that just popped up on my feed. And it's a walkthrough of a condemned but still occupied mausoleum in an abandoned cemetery in Plains Township, Pennsylvania. It's a place called the Good Shepherd Cemetery. And get this, gang, the tombs are now leaking fluids.
Hey, oh, no.
You heard
Do not
right.
like.
This is nuts.
Is it floodwater?
No. Well, there's been some arguing
refrigerated
back and forth. They're not refrigerated. No, they're just there's upkeep that you have to do on these places, and there's been some arguing back and forth in Plains Township about who's responsible for that upkeep and why it became in such a state of disrepair. And the former owner is basically too old and feeble now, or maybe he even just recently died, to go after him, and the city isn't really interested in doing anything about it. Now, some local media has reported on it, and a lot of people have started coming to actually remove their dead loved ones and rehome them to another crypt somewhere, which is not only troubling, but it's spendy. Like, it's thousands of dollars to have that done.
So they're down to shoe the goo, huh?
Oh my God. Let me send you guys. You guys got to see a shot of this. I meant to have this queued
I'm listening.
up. I don't know if you're going to want to see it. It's not like a horror movie, but it's knowing what it is.
Goo coming out of cracks. Nah. Swampy and nasty.
Now, experts have weighed in on what that actual death liquid is, which I think I just coined a new canned water line. Death liquid.
That's liquid? Funny, because I think the other one's called Liquid Death, right?
Oh, is it? I guess I was closer than I thought.
That'd be great if we just went it backwards, though.
I wonder if you can get away with that. Probably not.
Oh no!
But the liquid is just what
that looks. Oh God!
Just what we'd imagine. Which is,
it's like straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
It looks like Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's gnarly, and there is video. It's
but correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't those the kind of spots where they put the urns for cremated ashes for cremains?
No, they're tombs. They're full on coffin tombs.
Stone off. There's a casket in there.
Yeah. Which you can see in the video, because like I said, people are coming to get their loved ones, and there are a bunch of empty crypts now. You can even see like staining where the liquid was puddling up under the coffins where they pulled them out. And you can tell people have been like crawling in and like hanging out there. There's like beer cans and people shit in there. Some fucked up local kids are going in there and probably getting high, smelling embalming fluid and putrefied. I think I said putrefied.
Putrefied.
Some of them putrefied chips. Flesh and breakdown from organs, whatever happens after we start shriveling up during the decomposition process. But think about this, folks. These aren't like 200 years old. You know, like the most recent burial there was in, I think, like 2010. So imagine you lay your loved ones to rest and try to move on, but just kidding. Their death juices are actually literally running down the walls of the structure.
I need to know more about this story. I need details.
Yeah, I need to know what it smells like, looks like, maybe even tastes like.
Well, I need to know. Like, I mean,
has anyone called
actually embalmed? Because if they were embalmed, it shouldn't be like doing that, right? Like,
have fluids.
Oh yeah, well, embalming just gets you. Remember we talked to Rob the Undertaker. The embalming just gets you past the funeral stage. I don't think it lasts. You're supposed to be somewhat preserved, but certain things in your body will putrefy. And I think if it's not contained, I don't know why it's leaking here and it doesn't leak in other places. There's a lot of mystery going on here, but
like I said, I need details.
Yeah, look into it, and maybe we'll do a follow-up. John Mark follows up. John Mark fact checks. Actually, a new segment would be John Mark actually, commas.
Well, great.
But I did look this up, and what's funny is that the first few stories that popped up were other mausoleums where this is happening. But it's the same situation where there's no maintenance. So maybe it's just temperature control. I don't feel like mausoleums out that I see have like ACs going on, so I don't know what it is, But so there are some unanswered questions here, but all the same, it has been confirmed from the stories that I read that these are, in fact, bodily fluids, or like I said, some of it is embalming fluid leaking down. Go ahead, Lau.
I was going to say they're not slabs. They're not like a morgue slab. A morgue slab is where you have a door, you open it up, and you have a little bit of a bed you can pull out. That's where the corpse goes, right?
Mm-hmm. No, these are just long.
What we're looking at, it looks like that's what they are. These are leaking out of caskets. From the caskets, you figure maybe they're cheaply made or not lined or sealed properly.
Yeah.
For enough for the liquid to protrude out of it.
Yeah. The smell bad. The smell has to be terrible, right?
I don't remember the guy saying anything about the smell in the
There's
video.
A picture of a bitch right near a wall. I don't care if she has a mask on. Like, she's like inches from that. It has to smell like death.
Yeah, has to.
It's blood and
does it just, or does it just fucking? Because you said nobody's been buried there since 2013.
He does mention the smell. I just remembered. He said it smelled sweet. He said he didn't smell anything rotting.
I think
or
that
putrid.
Picture on the bottom is sweet. Completely photoshopped. I don't think that's the person actually standing there. I think that's all photoshopped.
Oh yeah, don't ignore the bottom photo. That's a different video.
I was like,
this is a picture of just it pulling up on YouTube.
Oh, God.
But let me see if I can find. You guys got to see inside. So this building, by the way, is condemned. It's been condemned since 2015, and I don't know how anything works, but wouldn't you guys guess that if you condemn a building that houses graves, that you'd also need to put into place a plan of moving those bodies?
Yeah, pretty much.
And that whole cemetery is overflown. I'm just going to send you the video here. How about that? Why don't we all watch a little bit of this? And I'll try to skip ahead where I see... Oh, this 2-ad bullshit is... It's getting to be too much. And the whole cemetery is overflown, or overgrown. I'm reading 2 words and saying one. Let me see. I want to find... Let me just play this.
So you would think they got a good deal.
So far you don't see anything that you don't see in the photo.
The couple that purchased this place did not know they were buying a cemetery. They thought they were buying a house. Now, when I first read this online, I didn't believe them. I thought they were full of it. However, driving in this neighborhood, it's really odd because when you drive up and down the street, it's just nothing but houses. You're driving, it's all houses around the cemetery. I had passed this cemetery several times, but I didn't even know it was here because it's really just hidden.
It's so fucking gross. Mold on the ground.
More stains leaking out from the coffins. Look at that.
Oh, okay, I gotta send it to you guys. You do need to see a little of the video at least of what these things actually are. I also want you to see how close this thing is to just collapsing, like the roof. He walks under the roof at one point, the overhang on the outside, and it's like, I would not go anywhere near that thing. If that fell on you, I think it'd be lights out. Okay, skip it to 9/11. Eerily. Then you can see
of course,
some of the empties.
You got some people that have been taken and put somewhere else, but for the most part, there's still, at least I counted 55 or 60 people here.
60 people in that shoddy, rotting little fucking mausoleum. Some of the slabs are falling off the wall.
Wow. The cemetery, and as you can see, somebody is coming here to at least mow this part.
Yeah, there's a couple of graves that have been cleaned up, but the rest of the cemetery is just, it's like 3 feet deep in weeds. You guys watching it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is disturbing.
It's crazy. It's like literally falling apart. There are bodies. There are just 60 bodies that he counted in that mausoleum. So if you back it up a little bit closer to the beginning, you'll see what I was seeing. You got to see the floor. Like 132, he's scanning across the floor. It's like mossy, moldy. Just stains everywhere. Some of the shit leaking is like green. Who knows what it all is?
What the fuck?
Fungus growing on the bodies. Who fucking knows? He even said he didn't know what it is.
I mean, there's flowers on these graves. People come here to mourn.
Well,
still.
Yeah, think about how sad that is. They have to walk in there and smell the sweet putrefaction.
Hi, Grandpa. Good to smell you again.
Yeah, we feel compelled to leave flowers, but fuck, this is fucked. And by the way, this video is posted by Lamont at Large, and it was only posted 2 months ago. So this has not been resolved. We'll see if it does. Somebody has to step in and say, for the love of Christ, 60 souls were buried here, or still are buried here. We have to do something and then level this place before someone just gets crushed in there. I mean, if that thing falls over, the bodies, who knows if they'll remain intact. And they are cement. They do look like cement crypts, but you can see when he was outside, you see how some of those, like the slabs with their name are like falling off, like the marble slabs are just like falling off. Yeah, nuts, isn't it?
It's just crazy.
Fucking nuts. Anyway, I'll save my other stories for another time because we got to get moving on, and I want you guys to share anything you wanted to talk about. Just try to wash that one off.
Somebody special is going to be making their little appearance close to space.
Oh, no, stop.
Okay, fine. It's nobody knows.
Nobody knows who it was or where they were going.
This is good. This bodes well for you, Lyle. This bodes well for you.
Okay.
Well, Lyle's got a leg up for news, Triv.
It's a bonus point. It's a bonus point worth 2 bonus points, additional points.
I might know it, but I don't know. I've been reading a lot of
we'll see.
We talk about every time I go to dialysis, I end up going to the emergency room.
Yeah, it's just a regular thing now. Huh?
Yeah, no.
So
when going to AFib, I guess they that's their option. Well, you should go to the emergency room. I guess so. Like every time I do dialysis, then I, because every time I do it, I leave here. It puts me into AFib. So you're telling me that I should do my treatment and then just automatically go to the emergency room to get my heart stopped? And
that's not sustainable.
That's the fucking solution, dude.
What? So you mentioned quickly. I'm curious because you mentioned, at least in passing, on one of our threads, a comment or text threads about surgery. Are they talking like pacemaker, or is it? What are they talking? What kind of surgery are they
talking about? Ablation, and that's where they go in.
That's right.
And go up in through your heart, and then they cauterize it, and hopefully it works.
But you still have not met with the people. You were supposed to meet with somebody in November, then that got bumped up to late October. You haven't met with those people, right?
November. No, it got bumped in November.
Oh, it didn't get bumped
up.
Yeah,
the emergency room guy, this just recently was like, dude, this is stupid. This is ridiculous. You've been here like 5 times, and they're not even seeing you until November, because I'll do something about it. And that's the last time I talked to him. So I'm expecting a phone call from him. So hopefully it'll be something that I arrange to see him sooner than next month.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
So hopefully they'll get a hold of a cardiologist and I could get seen and they could deal with it. And it's an in and out thing. I'm pretty sure the ablation is just they go in close to your groin and then run something up into your heart and they just cauterize a part of it and pull it out.
Isn't that nuts that's where they go in?
Dude, I had a camera far. You know what I mean? It's just like, put a camera up your dick hole.
I've still not had to have any of those kinds of procedures, but being 46 years old, I'm due for my first ever colonoscopy. Just, I'm not having any symptoms, but they say you're supposed to start checking at least every couple of years when you're my age, because colon cancer kills more people than any other cancer from what I remember. But it's easy to treat if you catch it earlier. Anyway, yeah, we're all hoping and praying that you get that fucking heart situation fixed, so you can move back onto your initial fucking problem. Good Lord.
Well, I mean, that's the whole deal too. They won't even touch me until
the
heart shit figured.
Yeah.
That's straight from Virginia Mason.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what do I do? It's like, fuck, man.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I wish I would have said no in unison. John Mark, did you have anything to bring before we get on to some weird triv?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay. Well, should we take a quick recess and come back and get Katie's surgery, Jeff, on board?
Sure. I'm going to try to add her in here. Well, how's it going?
Good. Pretty good. I'm nervous. Should I be nervous?
You fucking should be, because
Excellent.
Lyle's already started telling a news quiz story, and I was like, shut up. So he's already got one in the bank, and it's a good one. So. All right, so cat's out of the bag. We have a guest tonight defending her own honor. She's going to play for herself. Everyone give a warm welcome to Katie Surgery Jeff.
Hi. Now, are you going to set us straight on the actual enunciation of your last name, or are you just going to let it ride with Surgery Jeff?
Surgery Jeff is my favorite. I think I might have it legally changed, but it is Sir Gaff.
Sir Gaff. Boy, we are really adding a lot of color to your name.
I like
Sir Gaff.
But it's fine. My dad can't even say it, so.
It reminds me of something out of Monty Python.
Bravely bold Sir Gaff rode forth from Camelot.
I like it.
So you are playing for yourself, as anyone who wants to actually win shit on this show should, because you don't want to run the risk of having me play for you. But I guess someone is going to have that unlucky association. Let's see what we got.
And actually, bonus news here for you, Katie. It's John Mark's turn to ship the prize, which means you'll neither get a poisoned dog or nothing at all.
Okay. Excellent. I don't want my dog poisoned.
Christopher sends chocolates to your dogs by mail.
They would be so mean.
Oh, fuck. Okay, we're going to play it in traditional order tonight. So, Ron, you'll go first, and you're going to be playing for the lovely Abby Holmes.
All right, Abby.
I miss Abby.
Yeah, we all miss Abby.
Yeah, I miss Abby, too. John Mark, you're going to be playing for Sarah Sims.
Sarah Sims. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know this person.
I know her.
Lyle, you're going to be playing for the good old Russ McCaw.
Oh, Russ.
Russ McCaw.
And these were all pulled from people that have been commenting on our Facebook post. Thank you very much for interacting. It's really fun to, have some interaction with the people listening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it going.
Keep it going. We're going to get right into this with question 1. Elon Musk held a press conference recently where he talked about the success of SpaceX's very first all-civilian mission called Inspiration 4. Musk said while the mission was a big success, that civilians on board had a problem with one major thing, and that they would need more training before they sent the next group out. What was the one issue they had? And there will be a bonus point opportunity at the end here.
Okay.
What was the issue, though? Was it A, drinking liquids? B, G-force, nope. Was it B? Ron, edit that, make me sound good.
Of course.
Wake up.
Of course.
Katie's getting a little peek behind the curtain here.
G-force.
The real magic.
G-force it was, I think.
G-force.
Was it B, G-force, motion sickness problems?
Ooh, that's not good.
How do you fix that?
That's throw up, basically.
Yeah, no shit. Just strap a bag.
That's so fucking intense. Can you imagine?
Was it C, retina damage caused from looking at the sun too long?
Why would you think you could do that in space when you can't do it on Earth?
I don't know, man. It's so beautiful.
And don't forget to look at the sun. It's more magnificent in space.
Or was it D, using the toilet?
Ooh.
Boy.
Ronster.
Wow, there's so many herrings to chase. Looking at the sun sounds all kinds of Christopher made up, but then there's a brown herring
Yeah, I know. I wish I could have put something square in there too, just to fuck you over.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you could do anything about G-force. Like you're either, are you flying to space or are you not?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
What could you
More
do?
training, perhaps? I don't know.
Oh, like maybe even if you're going to be a civilian, you got to go through a couple of carnival rides, like type shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, there's something to that.
I know how it works.
Maybe I talked about this. Sorry, quick side point. When the girls had their swing set up outside, the first time I sat on that thing and just did a couple of swings back and forth, I was fucking dizzy. And usually that vertical movement doesn't bother me. Like I used to ride carnival rides all day long if they were vertical, like the zipper, the roller coaster, loop-de-loop things all day long. But anything that spun, and I was Captain Barf, just a couple of swings and I was dizzy. I was like, holy shit, I need to move more. So I made it an effort to sit on that swing every fucking day for like 2 weeks. And I just swung a little bit. And really quickly, I got to where I was swinging on it like a fucking little kid does. Didn't bother me at all. So that's interesting. I think I might have to. Oh, wait, what are our options? That wasn't even a choice. I'm gonna go with swinging.
Was it what did they have a major issue on their voyage? Was it drinking liquids, the G-force? One more time, G-force.
Well, now I can't edit out the
sickness.
first one.
Oh yeah, like you were going to anyways, dick face.
True that. And I was awake.
Was it retina damage from staring at the sun too much up there, or was it using the toilet?
It's so hard for me not chase the golden herring staring at the sun, because I can see people thinking maybe it's safe to look at it in space. God, I just gotta pick something here. I'm going too long. I talked myself into going with the G-force thing. Maybe they will need to train them up to it, even though it was you that steered me in that direction.
Okay.
So put me down for G-force.
You got it, man. You fucking got it. Okay, John Mark, what do you want?
I don't know. It's probably not D, but I'm gonna go with the toilet.
Go with the toilet.
Oh, I think it is probably D.
As a young little girl was at a Comic-Con, she once pointed and looked at it and said, "Toilet."
Yeah. A prophet beyond her years.
Indeed. I wonder where that girl is now. She couldn't possibly know how often she comes up on a podcast.
I grew up to do something prevalent, important. Katie, what you got?
You know, I'm going to go with the damage from looking at the sun, because I think they probably didn't pack their Ray-Bans, and how can you resist looking at it when you're up there? And it probably doesn't take very long if you're that close to it to cause any damage. So I'm going to go with that.
Okay,
that's got to be a strange sight. What does the sun look like when you're in space? Because we have atmosphere down here. It's a dot in the blue sky, but to see that same dot in a midnight black sky would be really surreal.
Okay, for up to 2 bonus points here right off the bat. We're getting weird. This celebrity is going to be on the next all-civilian flight. And not only is he going up, he is the oldest person to have ever been in space. How old is he? Text me this or message me this in a separate message, Lyle. I have to remind. So yeah, and you'll get 1 point for each of those, basically, if you can tell me who he is and how old he is.
So are we texting you both answers?
Yes, if you got them both, your guess of how old and who. Okay, Lyle got it. Ron got it. The answer was William Shatner. He's 90 years old, and John Mark said had a great guess with Clint Eastwood at 97. Is he 97? Jesus Christ.
He might as well be.
No, I don't think he's that old. He's old.
He's
Katie
did not
fucking
get it.
old.
Came in with 69 years old, which wasn't quite right, but hey, style points. I'll give him
69.
Okay, so
that's pretty old for space.
Bonus for Lyle and Ron.
By the way, I looked it up. Eastwood is 91, so he's actually older than Shatner panties.
Holy shit.
Shit in the panties probably isn't a funny joke to a 90-year-old.
It's a reality. This is a nightmare.
I thought I remembered hearing he was 92, so I don't know why I did 97. I thought maybe I heard 92 a few years ago or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever. Everything's stupid, right, John Mark?
Well, it is for real, man.
You know, they're both like he just put out a new fucking movie.
Yep.
Isn't it crazy? It just never Eastwood. And it never fails to baffle me the difference between age or the difference of aging between one human to the next. Like 91, I know like 70-year-olds that look and act and live like they're in their 90s, and then you got fucking Clint Eastwood out there acting and directing. Fucking insane. Or Will Shatner going to fucking space.
Yeah,
right. I guess that's all.
Okay. Okay, question 2.
John Mark, watch your rattling.
Would you mind? Yeah.
No.
If only we could fix it. If only we could get John Mark a $12 microphone.
It's a lot to ask. Come on, let's not get weird. It's a tough task, man.
One of those Yetis. I gave him one for his birthday.
I think he gave it to Chris.
Yeah, but I'm on my phone.
He doesn't have a real good place to podcast yet. I've seen his setup, but they're working hard on the house. I've seen it. Hey, I'm out of the closet tonight. Right now. I'm out of the closet and I'm off the closet. Okay?
Are you? Are you on a temporary hiatus from the closet?
I don't have a kid, and I just wanted to be in my living room real bad, so that's why I'm on the Xbox microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got my whole house. So all right. Free. Guess what? Question 2, bitches. Dave Grohl recently did an interview with Rolling Stone to promote his new autobiography that's being released. I can't wait to read this. I'm looking forward to that. In an interview, though, he mentioned that back before he was in Nirvana, he nearly joined this band as the drummer. Almost happened. Was it A, Judas Priest? B, Motorhead?
Makes more sense.
C, Rat?
Okay.
Or D, Gwar?
Gwar.
Ronster. Again, the options are Judas Priest, Motorhead, Rat, or Gwar.
Well, I'm torn between Motorhead and Gwar. God, I'm trying to think of the timeline here. I feel like the original, what was it? I can't remember the original Motorhead drummer when he left. Well, that would have been right. God. I think I'm just going to go with Gwar because Gwar comes up so often. Just in one of those, I saw such and such. I saw leaking mausoleums open for Gwar back in 87.
I saw Dogs on It open up for Gwar. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Gwar.
All right, you're going with Gwar. Okay. John Mark.
I'm gonna go with Gwar too.
Oh, interesting.
Also.
Hey.
Gwar
you down
also.
For Gwar? Okay. Gwar also. Lyle.
I wouldn't go with Gwar. I would lean towards old Motorhead because he was friends. I was watching a Lemmy's funeral, and Dave Grohl got up and talked, and I listened to that. But that happened during the Foo Fighters. He was still playing with the Foo Fighters when he met.
Yeah, this would be pre Nirvana.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, I mean, the options are slim. I couldn't imagine Judas Priest. Just two different.
For the record, he could drum for any of them. The question is, which one makes more sense?
Which one would he?
And oh boy, I've already picked my answer. But he was a fucking metalhead. He was a punk guy, but he was also a metalhead. You know, he put out that Probot album with all of his favorite heavy metal singers, including King Diamond. That's my favorite song on that album.
I need to listen to that again. It's been a long time.
I think I have your copy, actually.
Oh yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
It's so good, but that King Diamond is like, that's 5 or 6 notches above all the other the rest of that album. That's such.
Well, there was when that came out, or maybe a few years after. There was a time when I was going to shows a lot at like the off ramp and stuff, and that was like all they played for the music before the bands was fucking Probot, like just on repeat. It's crazy.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know if I got your answer.
You never did, because I got talked over.
You got completely hijacked.
Well,
here's what I think Lyle's going to say. I'm sorry.
That's rough, Lyle. I hate it when people do that to me too, Lyle.
Out of the Cellar maybe was about that time.
Oh, you feeling Rat?
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a little bit Rat, because
I think that he might have been back for more.
Maybe back for more. They had tribulations, and they went through a lot of people, and I think that maybe it would have been Rat versus anybody else.
I'm curious to know.
Down for Rat.
My first choice, just to say face, would be Motorhead.
But that's the one I think that makes the most sense, but
I just don't know.
I feel like I would have heard that, especially on that Lemmy doc, because I was obsessed with that Lemmy documentary, which features plenty of Dave Grohl. It's a great documentary.
Okay. Katie.
I am also going to go with Rat, because I think at that time when Nirvana was coming out on the scene, that was like at the tail end of all the hair metal. So
it helped
that
kill it.
Probably would have been like, exactly. Well, that probably would have been like a commercial thing he could have done to, make more money and be successful. But I think maybe he decided to go for a little passion project called Nirvana instead.
Yeah, little outfit from sleepy Aberdeen Wash. Although by then they were Seattle band. Maybe they were a Tacoma band by then, actually.
But what a lot of people didn't know, and this is doesn't matter. It's not giving out answers. But Guns N' Roses wanted Nirvana to tour with them during their when they first broke out with their Use Your Illusions 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And so and they were huge. I mean, they were arena rock at that time. And Kurt Cobain was like, "Fuck you, dude. We're not gonna fucking tour with you guys."
Remember when
they started a war between each other, where they hated each other.
Well, there's that famous footage at the VMAs or one of those I'm pretty sure it was MTV. Nirvana won an award, and they came out to grab the award, and Dave Grohl took the mic, and he's like, "Where's Axl? Hi, Axl. Hi." Just like being super condescending. It's funny though, because Dave Grohl's friends with all those guys now, and he was a Guns N' Roses fan. He says he was a Guns N' Roses fan back then. I think, listening to Dave talk about Nirvana, it was very clear that was Kurt's band, and Chris and Dave were there to play Kurt's music. And people have asked Dave, like, did you ever approach Kurt about writing a song? Or, there's that Marigold song that was Dave Grohl, but that was like something he recorded that they just threw on as a B-side to some single or something. But he has subsequently said, we knew it was Kurt's band, and, it was never even something we talked about. So there was probably a bit of like, we kind of got to go along with Kurt's philosophies to some degree as well. Because again, Dave was a metalhead, but Kurt thought that music was stupid. I'm really interested to see the answer to that question.
Okay. Well, question 3 is another music one, and it may be less pleasant in nature to most of you, especially Lyle, because I know how much you love Chris Cornell. Recently, in an interview with StereoGum.com, this recording artist expresses serious interest in becoming Soundgarden's new lead singer. Who's making a bid for it? Is it A, Joe Jonas?
Okay.
Is it B, Brandy Carlisle?
Oh, all right.
Is it C, Billie Eilish?
And?
Or is it D, Ben Gibbard?
Oh, from Death Cab for Cutie. None of them would have been my first pick. By the way, are they?
Yes.
They're not actively looking for a new singer, are they?
I don't believe so.
This was just something they said. Like, if I could be the new singer,
they threw out. Yeah, they were very, very interested in it.
Bold words.
Bold indeed. Ronster, who's your guess?
Fuck! Don't make me choose the Jonas Herring here. What was this? Oh, Brandy Carlisle. Brandy, she's an interesting gal. Mark Pickerel of the Screaming Trees, a friend of mine, is on a lot of her albums. He was her drummer for a while. She's plugged into some of those peeps. Fucking, what was the third one? Billie
Eilish.
I've never heard her talk. I'm going to go with Brandi Carlile just because I know she loves Soundgarden and she's plugged into that scene to some degree. I've heard her talk about Soundgarden. I know that. Wait. What was the fourth one?
And Gibbard.
Oh, yeah. Maybe as a joke. That would be a hilarious... That would be as different as Audioslave was from Rage Against the Machine. Two very different bands,
for sure.
Even though it was just a different singer. I'll stick with Brandi Carlile. If it's Jonas, he probably got beat up for saying that.
Okay. John Mark.
Well, none of this makes any sense to me.
No.
But I think I'm following Ron's logic, and like Brandi Carlile was the first name that sort of popped up. Like, yeah, okay, well, I can see maybe that, she would say something like that. Even though I know nothing about her, I don't know what she sounds like.
I don't really either.
I've heard Billie Eilish. She's definitely maybe she could want to, but it's like, and then Death Cab, I know, and Jonas, I don't think so. So Brandi Carlile. I don't know.
I kind of like some of the music I've heard from Billie Eilish. Actually, really dark and broody. I was surprised when I heard it. What say Lyle? Yeah, curious what your heart tells you here.
Gonna make it a family game and just go with you guys. I have no idea.
Yeah, this one's tough. Yeah. Katie, what say ye?
I just don't think that would be on the radar for somebody like a Jonas Brother or Billie Eilish. So
I'm a sucker for you.
I do like the local answers with Brandi Carlile and Ben Gibbard. And I just think Ben Gibbard is just a little too quirky to pull off that Soundgarden sound. So I'm also going to go with Brandi Carlile.
What a strip. Well, Brandi can do things with her voice that I think could actually sing some of those Cornell songs. But can you imagine Ben Gibbard? His poppy little elfish voice.
I would sure like to hear that, though.
I would too. I'd like to hear all of these try, not as a audition to actually join the band. I would be kind of sad if they actually hired a new singer and continued at Soundgarden. Do it, but call it something else. And I wish that Alice in Chains had done that when they got.
I agree.
William Duvall, who's a great singer in his own right, and some of those newer Alice in Chains songs are great. And I saw them live, and he doesn't sound like Lane, but he sings those songs well. And when you're singing with Jerry Cantrell, who was always at least half of the vocals of Alice in Chains, it sounded good. So good, in fact, they opened for Velvet Revolver, and I stuck around because I wanted to see Slash and Duff playing live, who I hadn't seen since I saw them. Guns N' Roses with Metallica, but it's Velvet Revolver. It's like a collection of rock gods, and they sounded so thin after Alice in Chains. That Alice in Chains sound live especially is just fucking, it cuts through your brain.
It's cool. Never got to see them. All right. Last question here, and this is a listener-submitted question. Big thanks to BBJ for sending this one over my way, and as always, please send those weird stories to me at christopher.bizarre@gmail.com. I really do appreciate it. Okay, 2 points on the line here. A couple of weeks ago, at a Northern California airport, a group of U.S. Army Special Forces were attacked in the middle of the night. One guy was out having a smoke on guard duty and was attacked, and other people were brought into this, and a couple people got hurt, but everyone was okay in the end. But it was just a bizarre incident because what attacked them is the question. What was it? Was it A, a pack of coyotes?
Oh, yikes.
Was it B, an estimated 1,000 wasps? A little dry mouth. Sorry, guys. That's got me there. Estimated. 1,000 wasps.
It was dark.
I saw 1,000 wasps open for Alice in Chains back in 87.
I saw that. Yeah, okay. I was trying to make a better joke off your stupid joke, and it was.
I saw them open for something better. And I proved my point.
That just was a little less eloquent than I intended.
Appreciate
Okay, was it C? Effort. A prickle of porcupine driven mad with lust.
A prickle.
Horny. They're
prickle. That's a group of porcupines.
Is that what we officially call a group of porcupines?
That's an official name for a group of porcupines. A prickle. Isn't that adorable too? Tell they're
adorable
mad with lust,
and maybe telling.
And they're more. Oh, perhaps.
I don't think any of us knew about prickles. I like that Chris just says it casually, like, was it a prickle of porcupines? As we say.
You learn something every day. Every time you listen to us, you learn something new, folks at home.
Absolutely.
Or was it D, a man dressed head to toe in ninja gear, katana and all?
Another katana answer.
I know, I'm just stuck on him, man. I don't know what to say. Okay, Ronster, again.
One more refresh on the answers.
A group of U.S. Army Special Forces that were training up at an airport in Northern California were attacked at 1 a.m. by one of these things. Was it a pack of coyotes, an estimated 1,000 wasps, a prickle of porcupine driven mad with lust, or a man dressed head to toe in ninja garb, katana and all?
Well, I'm tempted to chase the katana herring here.
Yes.
And yet, I don't feel like we hear about coyote attacks very often. That could make it story worthy, though. Estimated 1,000 wasps. I think I'm going to go with... God, 2 points.
Abby's like, don't fuck me, Ron.
I know. I don't want to fuck
Unless
me either. Unless it's proper. Well, now I'm spacing the one that I was originally going to go with. What was the prickle? I'm gonna go with the prickle because I don't know if you knew about the prickle word until you read this story.
Okay,
that's going to be my Ronald Eyes.
That's a good hill to die on, Ron.
Yeah. The
Put
prickle.
You down for
I'm gonna die on a prickle of bad guesses.
Okay. John Mark.
Prickle me, baby.
Oh shit! Prickle.
This is gonna be an interesting game.
You know, it's the worst is when you get into a limp prickle.
A limp prickle.
That was really tough to say.
That is tough to say.
Lyle.
Here's my theory, and it might be a little weak, but it's my. If they're special forces, and what if they had their proper gear? It would either have a 223 or a 556 AR-15.
Sure.
And if that's the case, those are varmint rifles in civilian life, which would kill a coyote, it would kill a porcupine, and it would not kill a bunch of bees.
Well, good luck shooting a bee. I don't care what.
I'm thinking. I believe you mean wasps.
Wasps.
I think the wasps are the only thing that could actually infiltrate such a force.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting.
I do love your military accent here. What is your major malfunction?
God dang it.
You can't go ahead on shooting an estimated 1,000 wasps.
There's only 30 rounds.
All right. Calm your titties down, all of you. I'm going to put you down for the wasps. Okay. Katie, what you got?
As adorably scary as the horned up prickle of porcupine sounds, something just rings true about the guy dressed like a ninja. And I hope that whatever attacked these army dudes, that they passed their training, because any of these things could fuck them up.
Yeah,
indeed.
True that.
Yeah, 2 people were hurt. They all made it out okay. But all right, let's go over the answers
here.
I
bet they don't do nearly enough wasps training in the military.
Well, no, who does?
Yeah.
To be fair.
Drop and give me an estimated. Drop and give me an escape from an estimated 1,000 wasps.
There's only one person I know that can deal with an estimated 1,000 wasps, and that's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I hope he uses gloves.
He just whips his hair at him. Sashay away, wasps.
You got to get him with the hair. Now let us pray.
The killer bees.
Okay.
Killer bees from. Killer bees.
Killer bees, Lau. All the way, baby.
Killer bees from Killer Bees. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. I do not know who won here, so I'm gonna literally tally it up as we go. More suspense.
Exciting.
Okay, Elon Musk held a press conference recently where he talked about the success of SpaceX's very first all-civilian mission, except for one thing. I guess every single person had one problem, and that was using the toilet. Nobody can use the space toilet right, so they're going to make some adjustments to the space toilet for the civvies.
Damn.
John Mark and Lyle got that correct.
You know what they should have made for those is just like toilet suits. That way, if you just
that does seem like an easier solution.
Shit
go up
suits?
in dipes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you
just talked about this, an all-day dipe.
Yeah. All-day dipe.
Well, what do they have? Do you know? Like, what's the problem?
Okay, here's the deal. Beyond that, though, Lyle and Ron both got an additional 2 points for guessing that correct at William Shatner at 90. So I'm going to put that down as well. Boom. Lyle gets 2 points, and Ron gets 2 points. So Ron's at 2, John Mark's at 1, Lyle's at 3. We got a lot of game left, including a listener submitted.
How did
question 2.
Figure that out, Ron?
With the Will Shatner one?
Yeah, because I had the story that I brought. That's the story I was going to talk about.
I'd seen the story, yeah.
Okay.
I would not have remembered that he was 90. God, it seems like it was just yesterday that I was thinking, holy shit, Will Shatner's 80. But yeah, the story reminded me of his age.
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. Dave Grohl recently did an interview with Rolling Stone to promote his new autobiography that's dropping. He said in it, before he joined Nirvana as a young drummer, he nearly joined the band Gwar.
Oh, fuck yes.
It almost happened, which would have been fascinating. Can you imagine? Ron and John Mark got that correct. So I'm going to put them down for point of pop. That means Ron's at 3, John Mark's at 2, Lyle's at 3. Katie, you're still out there. We'll see what happens here. Anything's possible. Oh, shit. Okay, question 3. Recently, in an interview with StereoGum.com, this recording artist expressed serious interest in becoming Soundgarden's new singer, and we were talking about Brandi Carlile. You guys all got that correct.
Interesting. Yeah.
She's all about it. She, like you mentioned, she's a big fan. She seems to know the people in the scene.
Yeah,
and she's also talented. So
yeah, she is.
So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe at least it'd be fun to see a concert where like a bunch of people got up and did with the Soundgarden, but just rotated singers.
Well, they did that with Alice in Chains, and Maynard from Tool was one of them that got up there and sang
that's cool.
A couple songs.
What was that? Did you know the album?
Oh no, it was after Lane Staley died. The band got together to do like some tribute shows.
Oh, I was going to say there's I know there's a Led Zeppelin one that they just took all their songs and they had different bands play their songs.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really cool tribute album. It'd be cool to hear that with Soundgarden.
Yeah, we don't see band tribute albums as much as we did for a while.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Okay, question 4. Listener submitted question. Thank you again, BBJ. And cheers, my friend.
BBJ, is that a new? I don't recognize that name.
It's I know this person personally. He's one of my best friends. He is the guy that introduced me to craft cocktails and pinball, pretty much. The guy that opened. Yeah, so he's starting to he catches up when he can, and occasionally will send me stories and leave comments and stuff. So, okay. A couple of weeks ago at a Northern California airport, a group of U.S. Army Special Forces were attacked in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. This guy was out there having a cigarette, garden, training. I don't know what he was doing. And he looked up, and this motherfucker started running at him in full ninja garb with a katana. Sliced at him, threw a rock through another building, hit a guy in the head with it, and scuffled off like a ninja. Unfucking believable. Katie comes in for 2 points at the end there, putting her at 3 points. John Mark has 3 points, but unfortunately Ron and Lyle have 4 points a pop. We're stuck in a tie.
Interesting.
So I do have, let's see, let me
back-to-back katana stories. Although I guess katana wasn't the correct answer last time. Even trickier.
Correct. Yeah.
Son
I did. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Tiebreaker time. Whoever comes closest to the number is gonna be the winner here. So open up a text or message to me, just me. In The Lord of the Rings. Frodo carries the ring for how many years? Again. The Lord of the Rings. How many years does Frodo carry the ring for?
Wow, what an interesting...
Not the old man, it's Frodo. It's as he's
not Bilbo. Frodo.
Man, that's hard. I think I might be a little long. It's a funny phrase, back to back.
That's fine. Keep your secrets, Ron. All right. Lyle came in with 2 years, which seemed like a reasonable guess to me as well. If I was going off of what I saw in the films, I believe I probably would have said something close to that as well. Ronster came in with 15, which seems like a lifetime. But hobbits live long lives.
Yes, they do.
And Frodo carried the ring for 17 years.
Oh, shit. I thought I went over.
Oh, isn't that crazy? I guess it's... I haven't read the books. So
yeah, the books give you a bit more clues about that timeline for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the appendices.
So congratulations, Ronster, with a rare win, and even better, Abby Holmes.
The rare win. You don't got to say it like that, but it's true.
Sorry, buddy.
Stepped up my game for Abby.
Katie, thank you so much for joining us. You did not win tonight.
You did well.
I think you did a solid outing, and I think we definitely, if you want to come back, I think it'd be great to have you back and do this again.
I would love to come back and play again. It was a high-scoring game tonight.
It was.
Yeah.
No whiffs. And you sound great. You got a good setup.
Oh, thank you.
Sound like you're ready to podcast on a regular basis.
I'm just using my iPhone over here.
Sounds like you could even, I don't know, maybe record what your favorite life-changing album would be, and send it our way in time for next week.
Katie has impeccable taste in music too. I would love it if you did this. Wow.
Well, you have a week. Think about it.
I will.
And all of you think about it, because it's open right now. It doesn't have to be audio again, but it would be much funner. Actually, even better if you want to call in and do it live. But, I don't want to put too much pressure. We just want it. We just want your submissions. We want you to turn us on to some shit and why you love it. And if it is something you want to email to us, you can do that at, radarstationart@gmail.com, or you reach out to us on Facebook. There's no wrong way to get a hold of us, but do it in a way that is just a direct message as opposed to posting it on our wall, so we can save it for the show. Well, thanks again, Katie. Other than that, shall we get on out of here and prepare for next week's show on 9/11?
All right, finally.
Yeah, I feel like it's right on time. All right, y'all. We will see you soon. Have a good week.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Guys,
bye.
Spooky, spooky skeletons.
So put me down for G-Force.
You got it, man.